Assalamu alaikum. This is continuing the story of the Prophet Judah and Tamar. As it turns out, you can read this entire story in the book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 1 to 27. Read it for yourselves. Judah was married. Judah's wife died. And before he died, he had sons. One of these sons died before he could have a child. It was the law that if a son had a wife and he died before bearing a child, that one of the brothers can sleep with the wife of his dead brother in order to impregnate her, in order to continue his brother's line, in order for his brother to have a seed. So it came to pass that it fell upon Onan to the son of the son that died, that did not get have a child with his wife, the one that died, who died before he could have a child with his wife, he did evil in the sight of God, and God killed him. Okay? Because he did evil in the sight of God. So then it fell to one of the brothers to fulfill making his wife pregnant so that he could have seed to continue his name. So then it came to one of the sons, and it came to Onan. It was up to Onan, one of the other sons of the prophet Judah, to have sexual intercourse with his dead brother's wife in order to bear seed, in order to give him a son or a child for his seed to continue. Onan had sex with her, with Tamar. This was Tamar. Had sex with Tamar. But instead of ejaculating and consummating the act of intercourse with her, by ejaculating inside of her, he pulled out and ejaculated his semen on the floor. Because he did this, and he did it a couple times. I mean, he didn't mind having sex with his dead brother's wife, so he had sex with her a couple times, but every time he had sex with her, he pulled out and went on the floor. Because he did this, God killed him too. So now the wife, there was a younger son named Shelah, I believe that was his name. And Shelah was the youngest son, but was not yet ready to have a wife. He was too young. So when he grew up, they were afraid that he was going to be killed too. So Tamar stayed the way she was and moved into the house of Judah. Judah went to a place where his sheep were being sheared, and cut a long story short, Tamar dressed herself, took off her widow's clothes and dressed as a prostitute and waited for him to cross. And then Judah basically offered her money to have sex with her. She bore him two sons, Perez and Zerah. Two sons. She gives him, he says, "What should I pay you? What shall you pay me?" She says to him, and she says, then Judah says, "I will give you a goat, a young goat." And she says, "Okay, but give me something else, a sign, something like like a contract." So then Judah gives him a red line and his staff and something else that belonged to him as proof, that he was going to pay the signed contract by something that belonged to him, that he was going to pay the goat. When it came to time to pay the goat, she wasn't there. And the place where she was supposed to be a prostitute. They said there has not been a prostitute here for the longest. So then what ended up happening is Tamar became pregnant with two sons, Perez and Zerah. When Judah found out, he said that Tamar, was more righteous than him, because she did not expose his youngest son to being killed by Allah, also by God. So Judah called her very righteous, and bore him two sons. 2 sons from his dead son's wife. We're talking here not an adopted son with no bloodline or connection to Judah and his wife. We're not talking about an adopted son with no genealogical bloodline or DNA traced back to Judah and his wife. Okay, we're talking about a son with the same DNA and genealogy as his father, his blood. And it was a law to have sex in that situation in order to give your dead son a seed. Both those sons, both of them, Perez and Zerah, are in the genealogies of Jesus, where it chronicles the family of Jesus from the beginning on into Jesus. I'll give you that right now. So alhamdulillah, here it is. Both of these sons of this action of a father having sex with the wife of his dead son as legal and binding as law in the Bible, both sons end up in the family line of Jesus. Where? In the book of Matthew chapter 1 verse 3 it states that Judah was the father of Perez and Zerah by Tamar. Luke 3:33 also includes Perez in the lineage and tracing back to Judah, the son of Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham, the son of Terah, the son of Nahor, the son of Perez, the son of Judah. So both these sons, both of them, are in the bloodline and genealogy of Jesus. By the way, how does Jesus have a bloodline when he has no human father? His father is God. But anyway, that's a subject for another day. So David Wood, don't ever bring up that nonsense about the Prophet of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Zayd. The honor, the beauty of it, the logic of it is unbelievable. Don't ever bring that up, okay? Especially seeing that incest and having sex with your own dead son's wife is allowable and law in the Bible, to the extent that the product of that relationship between Judah and the wife of his dead son, both sons, are in the family line of Jesus in the book of Luke and book of Matthew. Don't ever say nothing. You gave me a chance, baby. You gave me a chance. And now it's over. You should have stayed shut. You should have said nothing. You should have never produced a video, but I was going to do something anyway. Okay? Now the next thing that is coming, is a commentary on the psychosis of David Wood. Assalamu alaikum.